And so begins the crazy bureaucratic mess that is clearing immigration here in New York. I'm on my way back to my stateroom to get my passport to wait for my debt to be called, which I will conveniently not hear the announcement and hopefully be one of the last off the ship to clear, which should only take me a few minutes, but I just want to make sure I have a fully charged device and anything I need to pass the time in the terminal before we can reboard for our last sleepy time aboard the ship. And yeah, so I guess the evening's done. I am going to go up to the Garden Cafe for a light snack before anything happens. It'll probably be within the next hour or so. And that is it. Yes, very sadly, that is the end of our Norwegian Encore crossing from Southampton to New York. I know, it's kind of silly that it had to end like this. We should have been able to just finish the night on a good note and leave tomorrow, but c'est la vie, all right? So grab my necessities and just wait until time to go. All right, whatever. All right, passport and papers in hand. Waiting for immigration, so I still plan to be one of the last people off the ship to clear to minimize my time waiting in the terminal because I'm not walking around anywhere in the city. And gonna try and get back on the ship as quickly as possible, but that doesn't mean there's still not some fun to be had, I guess. Oh boy. So I did have a chance to meet Carol and Stephanie. I think they're somewhat notable, at least in social media types, here on the brand new Norwegian Encore, so that was super fun. And spent some time meeting some very fun new friends from the islands of Hawaii, waiting for all this stuff to unfold. Anyway, all right, so I'm heading up to the Garden Cafe, gonna grab a quick snack, which will, I guess, be my last here on the brand new Norwegian Encore until dinner tomorrow. I wish I mean breakfast tomorrow. All right, elevator up, some food, and then we wait. Yeah, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now inviting all of our guests on Group 3, or those guests on Deck 13, for disembarkation and mandatory immigration. Thank you.
So I like how they say, we are inviting our guests to go through immigration. Anyway, I realized I forgot my headphones and some other things, whoops, as I was leaving, so I had to go back and grab them because I'm gonna try and hang out here as long as possible. Anyway, heading up to the Garden Cafe for a last minute snack, or a last hour snack. It's kind of ruins the evening, and a lot of people are saying the same thing. Okay, so here's the deal. It's understandable that this has to be done, but the fact that this wasn't like described ahead of time, I think is where a lot of people are having the issue. If I had known, I don't know, maybe I would have left early. Maybe not, I don't know. Whatever, it could have been done better. We'll see. All right, so snacky poo, just a little thing. Then we wait for immigration. I don't think there's something going on. There's music, so probably just go hang out and whatever. All right, cafe. All right, I'm just leaving the Garden Cafe, which I guess will be my last meal here on Norwegian Encore. It was really good. Everything I've had here in the Garden Cafe has been really great. Can't complain about anything. A couple things that maybe didn't meet my appetite, but that's okay, to be expected. And I'm just waiting now for the announcement to clear immigration, waiting for the final, last, get off the ship announcement. That's probably going to come maybe in an hour. And then I clear, wait, reboard, and that's it. So I'm good to go. I have all my docks. I have my headphones. Just gonna probably watch some videos and fill the time until I'm back on board. And then I go back to Miami. So kind of a way to end a cruise, but whatever. So I will update you on anything that happens, although the immigration process is fairly standard and not very entertaining. And I hope nothing happens. So let's just pray it's very, very quick. When I get off, I don't have to wait too long, and I'm back on board for a nice, basically nappy poo until tomorrow. I am out of here, and I'm just going to experience what I can of the rest of the ship until they make me leave, basically. So let's see what happens. Who knows? It's actually very mysterious right now. So, all right. Next will be something or nothing. I'm in line here at the Cruise Next window to take care of final bit of business. I do want to just go ahead and book the June sailing through the Baltics, something I've been wanting to do for 3 years now, so I figure now's the time to do it and get that taken care of, because if I don't do it now, I don't know. It's not that I might not do it, it's just that it's rather I want to make the decision now and then not have to worry about it in the future, because, you know, once you've sort of committed to something, it's easier to just keep with that commitment than to make the decision later. So I'm ready to make the call now, so I'm going to do it. So, hope you join me then, even though that's almost a year from now. It's a long time to wait, I know. But it won't be that long, because you can just, like, jump around. Especially if it's in the future. See how that works? Whatever. Okay, let's do it. Alright, it's time. Just got the gentle reminder that it's time to proceed to immigration. I have my passport and other IDs ready to go, and hopefully I won't have to spend too much time in the terminal. It is a little bit sooner than they anticipated, so hopefully things are going to proceed very, very quickly, and we can get back aboard the ship as quickly as possible. Or, of course, we hope as quickly as possible, but before 11, which is what was floating around earlier. So I am going to, I don't know, maybe stop in the atrium and loiter for a few minutes before we have to get off, and then go through all the formalities. But everyone with stripes on their uniform is doing their rounds right now, so I don't think we'll be able to wait too much longer. All right, so hopefully next update we'll be back aboard the beautiful Norwegian Encore for our last night here in New York City, which for me is going to be just sleeping. So, okay, well, off to the bureaucracy. Let's do it. Okay, it is 8:30, and we are heading off the ship to go through immigration. So we are taking a rather circuitous route, and we are not off the ship yet, through a crew corridor. So hopefully this will, well, okay, so immigration will only take like 5 minutes. The actual process to get back aboard the ship will take 2 or 3 hours probably, but hopefully we'll be back on board and ready to go. This kind of threw me off a lot. I was expecting to be able to do some final goodbyes. You know, say goodbye to some of the crew staff and everyone else, but this complicates matters somewhat. So if I don't get to do it tonight after we're back on board, I just want to say thank you very much to the entire cruise director staff for organizing an amazing voyage for all of us. Those of you that I remember from previous cruises, great to see you again. Always wonderful to see some familiar faces, and hopefully we will have just as much fun on our next sailing, which I don't know will be when. Well, actually, I kind of do. It will, I guess, be in June. Well, no, my next sailing will be in December. my next sailing here on Norwegian will definitely be in June. Maybe one before that. We'll see. Oh boy. Okay, there's still some people hanging out. Well, still, of course. There are some people hanging out in the terminal. And sadly, they probably have been waiting for a while. And I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it won't be too long for me. But we still have, I guess, a lot to do. Anyway, oh wow. So here is a beautiful view of the brand new Norwegian Escape here in New York. Oh, look at her. Oh, isn't she beautiful? 9 days we spent aboard, and I can tell you every minute was enjoyable. I would love to do it again, or stay on board, of course. And even with all of the rough seas that we had leaving Southampton. Whoa, Areo. Hey. She performed wonderfully. I was happy as a swaddled baby every night. Actually slept less than I normally do, but feel fully rested, which is something I have been looking for a while. Anyway, I don't know. At some point I'm going to have to turn off the camera because of regulations. That's fine. It's a nice brisk evening here in New York. Maybe mid-60s. At least it's not raining. There you go. And it's not windy, which honestly was the biggest problem of the crossing. The temperature, you can wear warmer clothes. The waves don't bother me. But the reason the decks were closed very often was mostly because of the wind. And that was a problem on a number of different days. So, okay, well, probably going to head into the terminal now. Going to head through a door, which will probably be entering the immigration zone. So I'm going to see you very soon, hopefully, while we're back on board. Let's see. No. It is 8:44, and here we are in the line for immigration. I was trying to be one of the last off the ship and got pretty close. There are 60-odd people behind me, so not so bad. Unfortunately, despite what I heard previously, there are no expedited entry procedures here in the Manhattan cruise terminals. So that is very disappointing. Was hoping to be able to was hoping to be able to sort of slip by with my global entry and get back into the lounge when there is of it. I'm predicting 45 minutes in this line. Okay, so right now, let me know how long you think it's going to take. It's going to be longer. I know it. I'm just hoping. Update soon. It's now 9 o'clock, and we are about a third of the way through the line. It is moving relatively decently. So maybe another 20 minutes to clear. Then we have to I am going to be waiting in the terminal to board because I am not stepping 1 foot out of the terminal because I don't want to. I really don't want to be here. So there's that. All right. 1:30. Update soon. Okay, it is 9:23 and we just cleared immigration and are in the loading dock? What the hell is this? Okay, I understand this is not apparently the normal pier, but this is very I don't know, utilitarian, shall we say? Anyway, so I guess that was just under an hour between the time we stepped off the ship and cleared immigration. Whatever. It'd be nice if they had global entry, but in this case, honestly, it wouldn't matter because I'm just going to go back upstairs to the lounge. I think it's upstairs. God, I hope it's upstairs. And wait to get back on the ship. We only saw 2 rows of people behind us, so we were one of the last ones off the ship, which means they should have begun the procedure to clear and everything, and hopefully that will reduce our wait time here in the terminal. So I'm just going to go and figure out how to get back in to a waiting area, and yeah, that's it. Hopefully this will be as easy and painless and carefree as possible. And apparently this is the entrance to the terminal right here. So here we go. Oh, well, there you go. Norwegian Encore Inaugural. All right, well, at least someone had the foresight to decorate the terminal. Probably not for us. Most likely for all the agents and everyone who's going to be by tomorrow. All right. Let you know when we get moving again and are back aboard the ship for our brief nap before we have to get up and leave. Okay, so from the escalator, update soon. All right, so we're up in the terminal, and as you can see, maybe back there is a queue to go through the metal detectors. 9:39, and we are past security and on our way through the terminal. So it's an hour and 10 minutes so far. Okay. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Although I don't know if they're reboarding again, which would be absolutely miraculous and totally amazing. So I'm gonna just walk probably another 300 feet, and we will find out what's gonna happen. Ooh. Next update now. So it looks like for the people who had to wait here for a while, Norwegian did something good and brought out a whole spread of stuffs. But the good news is, since there's no one here in the terminal, apparently we are good to go right back on board. So I am impressed. Definitely a Super A+ to Norwegian and the folks here at the Manhattan Cruise Terminal for making this making this problem as quick, efficient as as quick and efficient and painless as possible. I could almost say I didn't stop, except for the line through immigration, but it actually moved pretty quickly. They seem to have enough people to process everybody. Although one thing is they were not doing the crew, which may have complicated things. Anyway, we are already heading back aboard the ship, and yeah, okay, so no time in New York City. Can you imagine that? My dream has come true. Okay, we're back on the gangway, and we'll be back. We're back on the gangway, and we'll be back aboard in probably a minute. So see you then. Okay, it is 9:44, and our immigration adventure is almost over because we are about to step back aboard Norwegian Encore. And there we go. We are back in business.
Thank you, sir.
Brilliant. Thank you. Okay, well, all right, we are back aboard the ship. Absolutely miraculous. I'm going to say I didn't really stop because I didn't. There was really no excessive waiting or anything, so I'm honestly shocked. Don't know what to do now because we're back on board a bit earlier than anticipated, so let's see what happens. Probably just gonna hang out for a while, wander around, maybe get some pictures with the entertainment staff, crew staff, some pictures of the ship. I'll get up early tomorrow to do that in the twilight with New York as a backdrop. And yeah. Okay, wow, they've been boarding for a while now, so awesome. Well, good job to Norwegian, good job to the Manhattan Cruise Terminal and everyone out there who made this such a great process. Okay, maybe cruising out of New York is something that we should consider. Okay, time to continue the fun. So I just want to talk about the whole immigration procedure real quick. So here's the deal. The fact that we had to do it tonight was the problem. There really was no reason it had to be tonight instead of tomorrow morning during a normal debarkation, even with the new ship and everything, because it's a procedure, it's a thing, it happens. It was just really, really inconvenient to have to do it tonight because it basically cuts off a whole night of the cruise. And a number of other guests were commenting on this, shall we say. And yeah, it was kind of it was really annoying to have to do this now. That being said, like I mentioned before, at least, I'm sure Norwegian and the Port Authority and everyone involved worked real hard and did a great job of making it actually a very smooth and uneventful process. For me, at least, I waited on the ship until they basically asked me to leave, and it was almost nonstop other than the line for immigration and the line for security, which honestly wouldn't have to deal with again if we just disembarked tomorrow. But those things, well, actually the line for security was probably the only thing that we had to deal with, and that did run rather quickly. So it was unfortunate we had to do this, but everyone seemed to work very hard to make sure it was a relatively smooth process, and I do appreciate that. So having said that, I'm happy with it, even though we had to do it. I'm over. No more food, no more drinking. I have to get up early because I got to go home tomorrow. So for me, this was just an hour walking through a terminal. Not the worst thing in the world, but it would have been nice if we could have just stayed on the ship. So I am going to check out the waterfront because I haven't been able to do that yet. The weather has been so bad. It's either been way too windy or rainy. And it's actually quite nice here in New York, believe it or not. The temperature is very comfortable, 65 maybe. There's no real breeze, so it's actually a nice night for walking along the waterfront here on the beautiful brand new Norwegian Encore. So we're going to do that and hopefully get some pictures with cast, crew, and other people that we've met on this adventure. So let's go do that and see what's next.